Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Dr. Sayyid Raza Mohyuddin, member of the visiting faculty, Time Institute Multan for MPH classes. This is our fourth lecture on health system analysis and public policy, and today's lecture is concerned with health system analysis. As we have studied the definition of health systems, it contains the system comprises of all the stakeholders, the organizations, the providers, and the patients and outputs and outcomes and the inputs, and they form, and of course, stewardship, financing, all these components, they form the healthcare system, and the purpose of this system, it seeks to provide better health to the people, which is the basic commitment of the governments. Now, health system analysis. The health system analysis, the purpose is to understand the determinants of health system performance and to develop better policies and strategies to improve their performance. Now, health system analysis, it involves data collection of the health system inputs, then the processes involved in this health system, and of course the outputs of the system. Then it also analyzes how these combine to produce the outcomes, which is our basic motto, and that is their effects on individual and the population's well-being and health welfare. Now, it also examines other important determinants of health system environment, such as politics, history, and institutional arrangements, which are also the part of the health system. Now, it also seeks to formulate the hypothesis on the causes of poor health. If during analysis we study that the health system is not working well, then this system formulate hypothesis on the causes of the poor health system performance, and then how to reform the policies and strategies which can improve the performance. And all of you are known the changes which have been brought into the health system of this country and the world health systems in the recent past and the old past. And this health system analysis also includes proposals about how reforms can be implemented and what are their effects might be. Now, we will study the different key elements of health system analysis and the brief description of all these elements. Now, the first element of health system analysis is, a health system performance framework. We first analyze the health system performance framework, and this framework, it is the representation of that particular health system and its performance. And it describes health system components and links health system performance to inputs and processes of how the health system functions. Now, the second element is the measure of health system performance. The first of measure of health system performance framework, that was its formation, and now it sees its performance. And this is based on the valued outcomes of the health system and point and trend measure of the levels, different levels. Then the third one is assessment of health system performance. The second one was measure, and now this is the assessment. So in this, the judgment is based on stated criteria about whether health system performance attainments are satisfactory and meet priorities for action to improve health system performance. And now the fourth one is the description of health system components. The first, a framework; second, the measure; the third, assessment; and now is the description of health system components. Then this we measure quantitatively and qualitatively information on different parts of the health systems in terms of their inputs, organization, and processes. Then the fifth one is description of relevant external factors and components affecting the health system and performance. Now in this we again quantitatively and qualitatively get information on other structure and processes which may affect health system components and health system performance. See the other factors which affect the health system performance. Then the sixth one is theory and hypothesis about the causal linkage between health system components and external components and factors and health system performance. Prior to this was description of the relative external factors. Now this is the causal linkage between external factors and internal factors. And here is the theory and evidence-based proportions about how the inputs, organization and processes associated with different health system components and external components and factors affect health system outcomes. And they also sees how these changes of components and factors would change health system outcomes. So we find a causal chain linking the health systems and the results. Then the next one is proposals for health system change or reform to improve performances. As in the definition and prior description, I told you that it also, the health system analysis also covers the topic of the proposals of the change. Now here the recommendations are made for policy change and operational change that would be expected, that if it is implemented, it preferably will put a good result or a better result on the outcomes of that health system. So this could include the recommendations for certain actions on the costings, the time frames and phasing, and should be based on explicit causal analysis. That is, we analyze the cause and then we put the proposals to remove that cause, which was leading to the bad health or the failure of the system. Then is the assessment of the feasibility of policy and operational change. Here the consideration of factors such as technical feasibility, national and global experiences, and the implementation and managerial capacity, stability in the system, and then implementation of the change design and change strategies. This is the on the part of the stewardship at the higher level. Then the last is the estimates of the effects of change on performance. Then in the last we will say what will be the effects of the change on the performance of the system, and here we put the predictions that whatever the recommendations we have made in the policy and action, how it will affect the health system and other component in turn which will reflect the outcomes of the system in an improved and better way. So these 7-8 key elements of health system analysis and its description. Now we will see that what are the effects of policy interventions on health system functioning and performance. Now, on one side, there is health system performance. It is these are ultimate outcomes, its level and distribution, and that is the health status, financial protection, and customer satisfaction. Then there are immediate outcomes as well, as I told in the initial, is assess quality and efficiency, and these are being assessed, and in the performances either you get good performance or you get poor performance. Now both this will lead to hypothesis or analysis of the causes of the performance, whether the performance is good or the performance is poor. So on these performances, analysis or hypothesis will be made on the causes, and the specific areas will be was the same: financing, delivery, governance, and organizations or institutions. And this hypothesis will lead to policy interventions to improve performance, and that will be health status control norms, and then in the field of financing, payments, organization, regulation, and persuasion. So these how the health system analysis will affect. Now we will see what are the methods of this health system analysis. What we have studied, we sum it up. And again, there are health system performances, as I told you, ultimate and immediate. Then good or poor performance leads to hypothesis formation, then to policy interventions. Now, what will affect the policy intervention is the analytic evidence of how health policy change affects healthy systems, structures, functions, and performance. These three, and number two, analysis of politics and governance, the external factor, and the predictive evidence, for example, the models, projections. These three will be affecting the policy interventions. Now, what will be the factors which will affect the concerned with the hypothesis and analysis? And these are the policy and institutional analysis, and is the evidence on how the structural and functions of health system affects performance. And the factors which the concerns with good performance and bad performance is the benchmarking, ranking, country testing situations. So we check the good performance or the bad performance on the basis of benchmarking, ranking, and country-based evaluations, which are the figures are already with the analyzers, and they analyzes whether the performance is good or bad. And all of you people have been seeing the list of the countries or regions, different regions, on number 1 or 2 according to the health system performance. And what are the different factors which affect the health system performance, the middle and the ultimate? These are health system measurement assessments. Whatever you measure the health system, as I told you previously, this affects. This is with all is the health system analysis. And now we will see the situational analysis. Situational analysis, this is also a very important topic, and in this situation analysis is done when you just start some business, or you of any activity, or you have to start a hospital or some industry, whatever it is. It's also it's a business term as well. So you do in the middle to do some partnership, you do situation analysis. In common words, you just assess what is the actual position of the status of the system or business or the institution. So in first step, you assess that there are different components. Five you see. You first in first component you assess industry, market, platform, conditions, changes. And here you see current and projected, what is the current situation and what can be the projected. So if you want to see some number of patients in a hospital, you can say now presently in the medical OPD there are 100 patients, and projected as per the previous growth you can say okay, by the end of the year it will be 150 say. So that will be current and projected. And then you see consolidation, new partnerships. And then in this number two is assess customers' needs. They create customers' profiles, and then you define customers, segments, and groups. And the third step of the situation analysis is the first was for the industry, market, or condition. The second is for to see the customers, clients, or patients. These are the all terms used for the similar category. And then is you see customer satisfaction, whether your customer or your patient or your client is level of satisfaction. You just see the level of satisfaction of the product or service. And for a medical profession, what is our service? It is the treatment or care of the patient is our service. So we just assess it. Then we see different portfolios, then see operational arrangements, and then we see performance, weaknesses, and strengths. So, and the fourth one, we assess marketing and sales effectiveness, whether our marketing and sales are effective, and what is the position of the market, sales, market share, and profitability. And this is done through market audit, sales audit, and PPH analysis. So the performance auditors of different hospitals or pharmaceutical industry and the other public sector hospitals or even the private health industries are being done to assess the effectiveness of the performance. And then is you assess the competitors. So when you assess the competitor, their strategies, their capabilities, their dimensions on which complete, so then your assessment is complete. You assess the industry, the market, or you assess the customers, or client satisfaction, you assess the sales or marketing or services effectiveness, and then you assess the competitors. If the hospital is working very well, it has a very good performance, and the nearby hospital is poorly performed, so you have to see what are the differences. First, in this first stage, you see what is the performance, and then by all this analysis, you identify opportunities, threats, and needed capabilities. This is 4-quadrant product or market metrics we say. So then when we identify opportunities, threats, and needed capabilities, so then we establish priorities, financial and non-financial objectives, and by establishing processes, we create business, marketing, and sales strategy, and then we do strategic marketing, or we make sales plan or our working plans, and then we establish market customer segmentation approach. This customers, then there is a customer roadmap, and we define product, service, technology. Again, we define all this, and then from the definition of public product service, we build desired product and service portfolio. And from this establishment of the market and customer segmentation approach, we develop differentiations and positioning strategy. And by then we establish product service pricing, promotion, distribution of sales strategy for target markets and customers. And then we implement sales strategies to improve sales effectiveness and profitability. So we grow customers' relationships and storage and team strategic partnership selling, and then move away from unprofitable products, services, and segments and customers. This was all about situation analysis, and this is concerned with the assessment of the system or the organization or the business. Thank you very much.